The other day I got a text message from Emily about a new Trek Stache 9.7, I do believe is what the name is for it. But anyway, it's a 29er plus full suspension bike. And you know, having a bike like that would be quite adventurous. It would be great for the sandy conditions. I think Emily once complained about Mammoth, you know, riding over in Mammoth, and it was really sandy, the trails, and it just kind of took all the fun out of you know, of being out there out in the mountains. So anyway, the idea of actually having a nice wide tire is very appealing. So anyway, I just kind of find out that one of my friends from work actually has a Trek Stache. Now it's a Trek Stache 5, and it's a hardtail, so not the new full suspension, since that was just kind of released. And but it gave me an opportunity actually to ride it, to kind of see what an actual wide 29er plus bike would feel like. So we made plans. I headed out to Brown's Ranch over in North Scottsdale, and we went for a ride. This is the 2018 Trek Stache 5. It has a 1x10 Shimano Dior drivetrain with a FSA Gamma Pro crank. It has Manitou Machete 32 comp air spring front suspension, Sunringle Duroc rims, and a Bone Traeger Chupacabra 29x3.0 tires. I am not an expert bike reviewer. I just want to kind of tell about how my experience was with this particular bike, and you know, just how much fun it was to ride. I can tell certain things that are different, you know, it being a 29er plus versus my regular 29er, and I can probably give you a good review between an old 26 bike versus a 29er. But as for geometries and all those kinds of pieces and stuff, I am not that kind of person. Surprisingly, on the downhills, it actually does really, really well. I was able to manage the switchbacks quite easily. You know, granted, it is still big with a 29er, or you think it'd be big with a 29er plus, but actually, it, you know, with that short chainstay, it actually kind of makes it really easy to kind of make those turns and have some fun on the bike. It's quite elevated, the chainstay itself, so you know, definitely clearing things. You just kind of roll over everything. That was really, really nice. And of course, you know, the sand was, as I said earlier, very easy to kind of get through. On the last trail, called Maverick, it has kind of a little like mini version of a pump track. It has these little rollers in there, and you kind of go through them as you're kind of speeding down the trail. It's a nice like 2% downhill, so it makes it a lot of fun kind of going through those sections. So the bike handled that really well. I was quite surprised. It was just you know, with those big fat tires on there and stuff, it was just very smooth and very quiet. It was just a lot of fun. Overall, I think the bike was actually really fun. I would love to have something like this as an extra bike to have, especially in those sandy areas. One thing I'd like to do is actually be able to switch out the wheels from the fat tire size to the regular sized wheels. Trek actually says that you shouldn't be doing that. The smallest tire size that you can actually run on them without hitting your pedals would be a 2.6 tire, and that's still kind of a big tire. It would be kind of neat to be able to switch from a 3 to like a 2.2 for standard kind of conditions. The Salsa Deadwood is an alternative, and that's a full suspension 29er plus bike as well, that allows, I think, for you to switch out the wheel set to something smaller, but it does still warn that there is a risk of hitting your pedals on the ground. Thanks for watching my first ride review video. If you liked it, please subscribe, and we'll see you out there.